Yeah, I just want to say one thing about this Link model. I forgot that he has a semi-unique run animation that's was specifically made for Link, like his as it was right now, but still, because he blinks. And I think like it's like an in between the default male and Arya's, because Arya's was supposed to be just female one, but like we kind of combined them to like closely emulate the way he would run in OOT. So yeah, that's kind of neat. That I forgot about that detail. But yeah, um, goddamn, yeah, the eye kind of tracks too, cause it doesn't have the forward stuff in the later builds, but still, I think it's neat. And yeah, it has a little bit albedo with or texture depending on what generation you are. I think people confuse environment maps for text gen nowadays, but they're kind of intended for different things. It's just, you can use it for that purpose still. they're th- Actually, I think albedo is supposed to be like what we know as diffuse now, and text gen was always text gen. So I don't know. It's just words change over time. Whatever. With Aria, his hair bounced while he ran in the initial test, but it's all baked into the animation for the save frames. But yeah, I think like oh yeah, we use a generic term for breast instead of gender specific ones because like technically men's chests have breasts, they're just not fucking seen as that. Whatever. I think that's the why we didn't change it even in our current worlds, but still. He has yeah, we just call it armature. That way, like if we need to swap skeletons, we can easy. But yeah, this also has some stuff from that he's not supposed to be able to use, but still. But yeah, like I think like this actually has less polygons than most of the stuff that ran on N64. So let me just double check on. Forget how I do this. I think it's like I guess hopes and prayers. You have to trust me, but like it should be equal in polygon count. Believe it or not, it's not very high poly. It's just mostly efficient polygons. It's like actually very well optimized for what it is. And like it's not even like a this. It doesn't even have a texture. Well, for the tunic, it's literally just diffuse texture. I mean, diffuse color. So yeah, like this could easily be backported back to N64 if I wanted to. It's just I don't think you're fitting this on Link easy because oh yeah, clear transform off. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that easy because it's intended to have facial stuff. Happy guy, and yes, he does have teeth. Overdraw might be an issue, but if you're targeting 30 frames, it's not as overdraw's not much of an issue. Especially if you don't have a ton of other shit working on screen. It's like this, like in a game like Zelda, it's not like F-Zero or like even Mario where like in areas with high combat, there's a lot of shit going on, level wise anyway, so you can afford to have more high poly characters. But still, yeah, I don't have constraints on it because, like, obviously, like, if you're not developing it, you're not going to be able to stretch this out. So it's like optimized for what it's intended. Give me a smirk. That's why I like doing custom skeletons, because you can kind of do whatever the hell you want. That's why I try to like encourage people to like go beyond simple modding, really. If they're actually serious about the art, if they're just porting characters, I don't think people care much. Yeah, let's not do that. Still, yeah. Just give an idea of like how advanced the skeleton, the hair also. It's rotatable and like you can stretch it a little bit in case you need it to bounce a little bit more in the animation. It really is recommended you use it through animation, not like physics. I think like people's machines will thank you better for that too. Like I did rig that, but like I think most people do that with modding. But yeah, like I like to have like a system where like you can have a little leeway, but you can't really. It's hard to do that with physics. And really, that's also a thing where it's like this uses IK. It's like there are unused bones. You could probably guess why, but still, that one didn't. What the heck? That's a weird thing. The skeleton's messed up, but it in the animation is not really. I think I fixed that in the John model actually, but still, it doesn't matter too much. No, it is in the rest position, so why can't I clear it? That's the fun part. Oh, it corrected itself, that's why. But yeah, weird quirks, but yeah. It's also why the Aria one looks a lot more similar to this run cycle, because I think this is the second character, because we need, because like obviously I used to like the Zelda mod stuff, and then it's yeah, I'm not gonna go too much detail on that, because like people that know, and people that don't really need to. But yeah, it's that's why the run cycles look similar, because really started by emulating Link's run cycle, and then like male characters kind of have like run different. Actually, with the main characters, each character has an individual one that kind of reflects their personality. Like certain jumps ones too. Does this use the Aria one? Do we have a jump? Yeah, that's the initial jump. It's actually I think this is like before we fixed it for the male, so like it's still using Arias, which obviously wouldn't work. No, it's using I think this may be a precursor to Gerald's, because I don't think Princess Zelda was ever in the game at all, other than like just some dumb models I showcased. But yeah, it's a precursor to Zelda's, and it kind of broke on me before we actually translated it to Zelda. I don't know. But yeah, there's a bit more that goes into it. Is strafe broken? It's like Yeah, that was basic before we changed it to be a little bit more. It's still not in the game, but still, it's kind of fun messing with models, even if like they don't use resources that are proprietary, you know. So technically, this is not even a mod. This is more like fan art because it's probably not making it in the game. But still, I guess this would count like more like, yeah, more like really well done fan art than like anything official. But yeah, it's Link, and no, he doesn't have a crotch. I don't think he ever did it. At least intended for him, anyway, but still. And yeah, people may be wondering why he's bulky, but still, it's like, when we, if we would consider him in the game, he'd probably be more experienced, like, combat-wise. Just bulk him up a slight bit. Still kind of thin, though, but it's more like akin to the concept art, but like not quite like fucking shade levels of like, holy hell, like, I still like to think that like they had an idea of like Skyward Sword Link, but like changed it like really late instead of like what they claim with like mid development. Because he does use the Skyward Strike shade. Still, it's kind of funny that people didn't notice that he literally uses the Skyward Strike, and OT Link kind of never did have that. And then the city in the sky stuff. And then the next game is Skyward Sword, which mentions like the origin of the city in the sky. Still, kind of fun to think that like that was the original plan, but I can't verify that at all. And I don't think like a Nintendo employee will chime in ever, because either they probably don't care or unimportant detail because that never made it in. I don't know. I think this is probably one of my better done like Zelda inspired models. Like I got a lot of like shit talking because I wouldn't showcase this model on purpose from like people that were working on major projects in the modding community. And it's just like you gotta conceal your power level. You can't just fucking show them every single thing. But I don't think a lot of people ever understood that. And then some of the people I accused of not understanding that, like, purposely knew that. I guess, like, Third Quest tried to not show everything, but, like, it's just, like, that leak, kind of showed they had a lot more cooking than, they were letting on to believe. People to believe it just wasn't in a presentable state. I didn't really show this because it wasn't really intended for Zelda mod, and then people would fucking ask how the woods worked for it. But it's also like this, like, I don't really like, revealing every little thing I have, because, I used to. Last time I did that, I was like a really early version of Arya, and to this day, that really shitty version is used as evidence that, like, I'm not a really good artist. But I don't know. It's just like that's the type of stuff that demoralizes people, which is why like artists are typically they typically see it as dirty underwear. It's like I used to be really open about it, but as you grow older, like people that don't like you, like they pretty much like hide like your achievements and just focus on the shitty parts that like, and then unfortunately I don't really have too many shitty parts other than saying stupid shit I don't mean. So that's the thing. Like whenever I say something like really dumb, it's either I don't know how to communicate it well to people that will pick apart everything, or it's just like there's I'm just saying something dumb to be funny. But it's also like the one thing I like believe is like you don't have to double down on every little fucking thing, because like if it's like yeah, like oh you're wrong like a third of the time, it's like most people don't give a shit. Really, it's just people that really. It's like this. It's like a lot of the people that are respected, even in the gaming space, they don't get everything right 100% of the time, but they don't double the fuck down. That's really what's missing nowadays. Is that people think they can't be wrong and be respected at the same time, and I think that's bullshit. You know, and it's like this is like nothing compared to what I have, but like I don't know. It really seems that I'm not gonna hold this hostage. Eventually, I'll release it in some form. But I kind of don't want to do it right now because there still might be a possibility I could get it in. We'll see. Maybe not in this form. Maybe an even better form. Like maybe like someone will approve and say like, hey, I want these changes to make it look better, and then people get a better product. I don't know. Holding out on it still. But yeah, like I like the texture and stuff, and it's just like I can't emulate it, so like the corrections don't have it. Typically, also that's not supposed to be there, and that was missing a face. But yeah, when a lot of the N64 stuff I do use is a lot of decal textures, and people don't understand the importance of decals, and a lot of like AAA kind of abuses the fuck out of it. Like I think like Doom 2016 is like one of the games that like abuses it so much that like it just blends in the background by how many like the game's like 50% decal. But still, I kind of use them subtly because the N64 doesn't like when you abuse them, but they have their place. And essentially what it is like say like I want to stick a texture like directly like say like right here, but I don't want to like create a mega texture for the material. I can just like duplicate it and just like stick it right there and then do a separate map. That's the purpose of decals really. And it's like a severely underutilized thing to like not be able to take it completely out of your vocabulary if you have it. Like even like I think it was used like for shadows mostly, but like bullet holes use it, a lot of stuff. I think it's a tragedy that it's like that optimization technique is not used more. And it's like really like in Blender it's not even hard because what you got to do is just like let's say I do this like just fucking do a new material just to show people how easy it is to do it on modern systems. We're gonna do plus new. Give it a second because it's thinking. Because modern like not modern GPU but modern Blender. So then you just do blended. You do assign, and it's gonna be white at first. Then you go to shading. Then we're gonna do edit mode again, and then we're gonna use nodes. Then we're gonna go up. We're gonna Then all you have to do is do add texture, image texture, like man, open. Um, Give me 1 second. Oh, we're safe, man. Yeah, I forgot I was sharing the window. We are safe, man. Where do I have a good texture that I can do? I'm just gonna make a random one real quick. Let's open my favorite program real quick. I'm gonna actually. Oh, I don't think this one has pause because beta doesn't have it, or like you need beta to have it, one or the other. Yeah. We're gonna do open. Now we're gonna do now. File. New. It's also like they have like pre-designed like texture sizes that are like square. So yeah, we're gonna do. I'm just gonna do something really stupid, just for a test. Oh yeah, it's the borrowed word. I keep forgetting that detail. All right, I had to think for a second. A Japanese person would know exactly what I'm doing. Right? Goddamn. My Windows system. I don't know why they make me use this operating system, but they'll once they see it, they would know why I said that. It's actually a very easy one to just scribble to. Like, I'm not keeping this, I'm just demonstrating that how decals work. Alright. So, save as, I guess, PNG would probably be a decent format. For a while, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try, I was going to try, switching everything to WebP, and then, like, WebP just isn't really good for, texture format. Because, like, a lot of 3D, Blender does, but a lot of tools don't like it. And then we're gonna think go to second. We're gonna it's blended, and then we're gonna do. Oh, that's why. I didn't actually export to transparency. Save as, and we're now gonna actually store alpha channel, and then if we redo this again, yeah. So yeah, that's all it is. He now has his name on his thing, and it can be. It's not supposed to be shiny on N64, but we just crank up the roughness. And like what I do is also crank up completely rough and then metallic, and then it reduces the shininess in the Blender. But yeah, you can put his Japanese name and fucking want a shirt if you wanted with a decal, and it's not hard. But it's by the way, that says Rinku, which is literally the borrowed word for Link. So technically, that's the same name in Japanese and English. I don't know if people pronounce it Link though, because sometimes they just ignore the borrowed word pronunciation with names. I don't know, but he is named the same thing. But yeah, that would be a thing you could do. And also, if you want to like map it, you can go in the UV editor and just adjust the map so you can position it a little bit as long as it's in the geometry. Yeah, that's why decals are based. But yeah, that's one thing. That's why like people, even in the modding community, really just don't want me to talk about decals. It's like it's not that it's bad. It's literally an Arch Linux like situation. But with me, that like it's just they know it's decent. They just don't want to hear it, and I won't shut up about it. And for the people that actually try it, the newer tools actually suck at it to like actually get the decals to work. But yeah, it's Link's fine. And like I think like modern developers should try using decals at least once, even if they never use it again, because it can help it in a pinch. Especially when GPUs that don't actually suffer from overdraw. But yeah, and that's like not multi-texturing. That's a whole different thing, though. If you notice, the boots kind of use multi-texturing. So yeah, but yeah, that's that explains the Twitter thing. I had this cooking up for a while, and then like we scrapped it early, and then just terraformed them into another character, and then like when like a few people got their hands on builds with John actually working and saw Shade in the level select, it's like why who's Shade? Why is it crashing? This is the explanation.